Hi everybody and welcome to this week's whole school assembly. Now this one is a little bit different to usual because I'm going to be sending this out on YouTube to those of us who are at home and doing our learning from home. It's also a little bit unusual and a bit special because this is the beginning of Anti-Bullying Week. This whole week, so the week beginning the 16th of November, we're going to be talking about and thinking about bullying and what bullying is and how we do not accept bullying here at Outwards Edge. And the little caption on the page there says change starts with us, and that's really important, that each individual person, everyone, has that responsibility to stop bullying. Now you may remember a couple of weeks ago that you watched a video and it was full of celebrities pledging, saying I will put a stop to bullying, and I'm hoping that we are all going to believe that at Outwards Edge as well. So first question is, what do you know about bullying? Do you know anyone who has been bullied? Have you ever been bullied? Have a quick chat with the people around you, answering those questions. Okay, so I would imagine that lots of people would say that they know someone who's been bullied. Very sadly, bullying is not okay. Unfortunately, there are still some people in this world who think that it's acceptable to bully people. It really isn't. So I would hope that as time goes on and people understand more that bullying is not acceptable, then we won't hear so many cases of people being bullied. In terms of what do you know about bullying? Well, I would imagine you all said something about it being pretty unkind, and we're going to think a little bit more about the difference between someone being unkind and someone bullying in a couple of minutes' time. So this picture has got lots of children outside a school on a playground, and it says, can you spot any behaviour in this picture that might show bullying? So have a little bit of a chat with those people around you and see what you can spot. Okay, so let's click on these buttons here. This one says, bullying can be saying unkind things about how someone looks, what they are wearing, or what they're doing. So doing that repeatedly would be a form of bullying. Bullying can be shouting at or teasing another person. Bullying can be saying unkind things to somebody or whispering unkind things about somebody. Bullying can be saying somebody can't join in. Bullying can be saying unkind things about someone's body. So if we think about all of those things, there's something really important. If I click them all on here, there's something really important, is that these things happening just once isn't bullying. It would be being really unkind and still would not be acceptable at Outwards Edge. It's not showing our school values and the Outwards way of doing things. However, if it happens repeatedly, so lots and lots of times, and it's on purpose, that's when we would consider that to be bullying. So this says, remember, bullying is hurting someone on purpose over and over again. It's not when an unkind thing happens only once. And we've got a little way of remembering that here at Outwards Edge. This helps us to remember, it's called an acronym when letters spell a word, STOP, several times on purpose. So if something is done several times, that's more than once, and it's done on purpose, so it's not an accident, someone does something on purpose, then we would say that that is classed as bullying, several times on purpose. And the acronym STOP helps us to remember that we don't find bullying acceptable at Outwards Edge, and we want to put a stop to it. Now this slide is really important and something that actually I'd like class teachers, if appropriate, if you can pause your video and have a good chat about it. It says, what is the difference between bullying and bothering? Have a bit of a chat with the people around you. Okay, now Mrs. Williams did a lot of work on this last year and spoke to all the children in assembly several times, I think, about the difference between bullying and bothering. Now bothering, if something is bothering you, if someone is doing something unkind or hurtful or mean, that's not okay, and that's not acceptable at Outwards Edge, and we need to help you to sort that out if something is bothering you. However, bullying is something really serious. You can remember that acronym, STOP, several times on purpose. If it's happening over and over again and the person's doing it deliberately, that's when we say that it's bullying rather than something that's bothering someone. Okay, so it's a really important difference. Unfortunately, things happen on the playground. People bump into one another. Sometimes people get a bit grumpy with each other and might call someone a name. That's bothering, okay? That's not okay, and we need to help you to sort it out. But it's not bullying unless it's happening several times on purpose. If it is bullying, then things get pretty serious pretty quickly, because that's something that we want to stop. We do not accept at outwards edge. This says bullying sometimes happens because we are all different. Bullies, so people who do the bullying, they might be jealous of someone else's talent. So they might think, oh, I can't do that and she can do that, or he can do that. I'm going to be unkind to him or her because of that. They might be jealous of other friendships. So bullies might be jealous and think, oh, she's friends with him and I don't like that. I want to be friends with him instead, so I'm going to be unkind to that person. So then bullies might be unkind to people because they're jealous about other people's friendships, or because they don't have a special friendship themselves. Bullies might feel angry or bad about themselves. So bullies might have something, maybe something at home or another situation that's happening to them that makes them feel really angry and cross inside, and they might take that anger out on somebody else. They might have really low self-esteem, and that's a tricky phrase that means about how they feel about themselves. Okay, so they might not feel good about themselves, and therefore they might be unkind to other people. And then it says bullies might have been bullied or might not understand what bullying is. So what I said on that, the second point about someone being unkind to them and then passing that unkindness on, that might be happening. Or they might not understand. Now I'd hope that after this assembly, and certainly after this week's lessons and learning about bullying, no one can say that they don't understand what bullying is. If you're being unkind several times on purpose, then unfortunately you are bullying. And bullies do this thing because of all these different reasons. Okay, so it's not just the bully we need to think of, or the victim we need to think about, but about the bully as well. And why are they doing that bullying behaviour? We are all different for lots of reasons, and the last slide said that actually sometimes because of those differences, that might be why somebody displays bullying behaviours. So have a quick chat with the people around you. What are all the things that make us different to one another? Okay, let's see if you've got the same as on this slide. So we've got different heights. Some people are tall, some people are short. We've got body shape. Some people are very straight up and down. Some people are very curvy when they get older. So we all have different shapes and sizes. Just like we have different heights, we have different body shapes as well. I'm really sorry if B is being distracting. She's playing with a little chewy thing. She's now gone quiet. I think she knows that I've seen her. We have different hair colour. I colour my hair, so my hair isn't even my natural colour. But we all have naturally different hair, and we might choose to dye our hair different colours as well. We have different family setups. So I have got a brother that's got the same mum and dad as me. I've also got a half brother and sister who just got my dad, and I've got a different mum. People have different family setups. They might have two mums, they might have two dads, they might have no brothers or sisters at all. Each family is a different setup. Eye colour, I've got brown eyes. Look at the person next to you, see what colour eyes they have. But we've got different eye colours, haven't we? We've got different skin colours. My skin is quite a paley kind of peachy colour, but we have like a rainbow of skin colours in our school, and an even greater rainbow of skin colours in the whole world. We all have slightly different skin tones. Different weights, so just like the body shape, we have different weights. Some people are really big, some people are really tiny and skinny and small. We all have differences in our body shape, our weight and our height. What we find tricky to do, now this one and the next one are really important. We're all different. So something that I find really tricky, you might find really easy. And similarly, something that I find really easy, you might find tricky. We are all different. We all have different talents, different skill sets, different things that we think are important and therefore practice more. So we all have those differences. And that one says, can you think of any more? So I don't know if you maybe you did think of some more when you were having a chat. So what is Anti-Bullying Week? Well, it's a week that happens every year, so an annual event every year that's held in each November. It takes place in schools and it aims to raise awareness. So that means make everybody aware of bullying and how it's not okay. And we think about that STOP acronym. This year, it's this week, so the week beginning Monday the 16th of November, and it runs all the way to Friday, and the theme is United Against Bullying. That means that we're coming together to say no. And if you remember the video that we watched a couple of weeks ago, they were pledging, so those celebrities were putting their hand up and saying, I pledge to put an end to bullying. And that means we're coming together to say no, it's not okay. It's not okay at Outwards Edge, it's not okay in the wider world. Bullying is not okay. These little boxes here say we don't have to be best friends or agree with each other, but we do have to respect each other. Now, respect is one of our core values here at Outwards Edge, and it's really important. There will always be people in the world who you have a different opinion to or who you don't necessarily get along with, but what's really important is the respect that we show one another. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had an assembly about tolerance, and we talked about whether you like chocolate digestives or jammy dodgers. Just because you disagree on those points, or because you like cats or dogs, or because you like girls or boys, or because maths is your favourite subject versus English, those differences of opinion don't mean that we're any less able to get along or any less able to respect one another. This bit says about people wearing odd socks. So you might find today people wearing odd socks to celebrate our differences. Our differences, all those things that make us different on that other page with all the blobs, they're all the things that make us special and unique. So just one of us. And those things should be celebrated. So you might see some people wearing odd socks. Oh, there's some odd socks on the page. So what do you do if you're being bullied, or if you spot somebody else being bullied? Well, you need to tell somebody. That's absolutely essential that you need to tell somebody. Someone will always be able to help. Sometimes telling people that you're being bullied is the hardest step. It's the hardest thing to do, to say, I'm a bit worried, this is happening several times on purpose. But telling somebody can help along the road to fixing it. And this bit says, even it's gone under my face, it says, even if it's not you being bullied, if you need to look after other people around you. It says, so if you notice that somebody else, you think they might be being bullied, and you can see something happening lots and lots of times on purpose, then you need to tell somebody, and then we can try and help. Now there's another little acronym. If you remember, the acronym is the where letters stand for a word, and it's, guess what it is? Stop again. So we had stop several times on purpose. That helps us to remember what bullying is. And then this one is stop, start telling other people. So these two acronyms, both of the stop, and we can think about putting our hands up and saying, no thank you, we do not have bullying at Outwards Edge. The stop acronym can help us to remember, one, what bullying is, but two, that we need to start telling other people. If we notice somebody being bullied, or we think we might be being bullied ourselves, we need to tell someone that we trust. And that might be a friend, might be your class teacher, might be someone at home. Telling a trusted person so that we can get help is really important. So, quick true or false game here before we finish up. Number one says you can tell somebody is a bully just by looking at them. What do you think, true or false? That one's false. Bullies come in all shapes and sizes, and normally, because of those reasons we looked at earlier, that they're not happy with themselves, or they're jealous of something, or maybe they're being bullied themselves, but we can't tell just by looking at them. If you are a bully, you will always be a bully. True or false? False. You know what? We all make mistakes. We all can get ourselves into situations where we think, oh, shouldn't have done that. And actually, if you find yourself that you are being bullied or that you're displaying bullying behaviours, you can stop. You are in control of your choices. You don't have to be a bully anymore. So that's completely false. Bullies makes people feel upset. Pretty easy one. That one's true, isn't it? And then this last one says nobody should be bullied because they are different. That one's true. You can't see it, but it's definitely true. We're all different. We all have differences in our hair colour, our skin colour, our eye colour, our talents, our skills, our families. That doesn't matter. Our differences should be celebrated and not something that somebody should bully someone about. So that is the end of our assembly. Just before we go, I shall show you little Bee, who's on the floor of my office. She's chewing a chewy thing. Bee? No, see, not even listening to me. She's finding it so delicious, she doesn't even want to look over here. Now she's saying, Mum, shush, I'm enjoying my chew. And just finally, you may have realised that I'm in some special clothes today. That's because at the weekend it was Diwali, and Diwali is the festival of light that people who are Hindus celebrate, and we are wearing our party clothes today in school to celebrate with them. So see if you can spot anyone wearing any sparkly or party outfits. If you're watching this at home, put your best party clothes on and some sparkles, and help people who celebrate Diwali to celebrate along with them. At that point, I shall say goodbye, have a lovely week, and I shall hope to see you soon.